For this episode, we shift our focus away from classic movie fights and into the world of video games. Today we are going behind the scenes with Leviathan Interactive to talk about the brand new RPG they're developing and the Kickstarter project that is going on right now to fund it. This exciting new game is called Project Lotus. I'm Kristen Nedopak, and this is Fight Class. We're here at the Fight Class headquarters, and today I'm talking to design director Hans Pasricha and art director Garrett Schultz. They're the co-creators of Project Lotus, and they're the co-founders of Leviathan Interactive. I'm a huge video game nerd, and so I want to know all about how this project got started.
Garrett and I met doing software and app development, and we're big gamers. We play a lot of RPGs.
Yeah, we do. Not even ashamed.
Not at all. And instead of just playing the games, we decided we want to make them. So we founded Leviathan Interactive and started work on Project Lotus.
Well, so one of the things that I love about video games is the character development and the storyline. Tell us what kind of characters are in your game and what are gamers gonna love about the abilities that they have?
Well, we're actually doing some really interesting things with the typical RPG character archetypes.
So for people that may not be familiar with that terminology, what is a character archetype?
Typically in an RPG, you have several classes that you can pick from depending on your playstyle. So in our game, we have 4 different characters, and they all have their different playstyles. You've got KHAOS, who is your tall and lanky guy. He's very agile and uses dual daggers. NEPTUNE, who's your lovable oaf. He actually plays ranged, which is a little bit unusual. VULCAN, who's your weapon specialist, your soldier class. It's pretty cool. And then we have our just gnarly, in the midst of battle tank.
Right, so the cool thing about our tank is that she's a girl. So realizing that girls are huge gamers, working with the female Sword Masters over at Fight Class, we made sure that our tank was this awesome, right in the center of battle, female badass.
Nice! I can handle the female badass aspect. I love that in video games.
And typically with RPGs, you expect to see your character change through the game, and we really want to embrace that. Your character is going to evolve and change tangibly by the end of the game, and we want to make sure that you as a player are invested in that particular character that you chose.
Definitely.
Hans is a member of Academy Fight Class. In fact, you saw him in our Princess Bride episode.
So when we decided that we wanted a very visceral, exciting combat system, we knew exactly where to go.
And that, of course, is our very own Sword Masters, Jan Bryant and Dan Speaker, and my co-producer and the director of Fight Class, Kim, who's behind the camera. Hi, Kim. So tell us about the combat system you created for Project Lotus.
Well, it has to do with branches of choreography, sequences that we did.
Yeah, and it gives you a lot of opportunity for blood splatter and arteries to get severed and go spurting and limbs get hacked off and brains get smashed.
Dan, let's have Hans talk about that. What do you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for our combat system, we needed to find a way to weave together all the crazy, intense moves that we were going to be getting from Jan and Dan, and try to mimic that spur-of-the-moment, visceral combat that you see in real life. So no more same 3 moves. We developed a system of branches instead, which we defined as being 2 to 5 individual combat movements, and those could be applied to various situations, enemy about to die, enemy with low health, etc.
I'm a big gamer myself, so I totally freaked at the opportunity to work on Project Lotus with Hans and the rest of his team. So Hans started to explain to me about the different types of branches, and some of them would be offensive branches, some are defensive branches, some are momentum branches, and as soon as he did that, we created this Excel sheet so that we could see everything clearly. All the branches are indicated piece by piece, and then we started choreographing.
So as we choreographed, we had to be aware that each of these branch sequences had to be able to start or stop at any point.
Yeah, and each one had to seamlessly flow from one to another at any given point. It was a very interesting challenge.
So what are we learning today?
Well, we're going to teach you one of the offensive branches, and Hans is going to be your enemy.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
he looks real scary.
Yeah. We're going to be using what we used on the day of the motion capture. They are foam weapons. They're just a representation of what the weapon is going to look like when they're finally animated upon.
Ah, so you don't actually have to use real weapons in motion capture.
It's generally not a good idea. This is how we practiced it, though. We practiced it with these weapons so that they would be something for us to react to.
Cool.
So
I'm ready to learn.
Okay. So we have axe,
Axe.
and shield.
This is actually labeled axe. FYI.
Axe, yeah.
Awesome.
And that's the one we used on the day, too. It's pretty
Nice.
cool. Yeah. And we're going to do a backhand with the shield. bam. And he's going to, oh yeah, he's going to block it.
Nice.
Then you're going to stomp on his chest. Bam. Good. You're going to try and take his head off. Boom. Boom. Oh, that didn't work, so now you're going to step forward and smash him in the face. Boom.
If you can only see his facial expressions right now.
They're pretty good.
I don't want to punch him. He's too cute.
Give it a try.
All right, let's do it. I think I got this.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Now, not full speed, 3/4 speed, but with
3/4
lots
speed.
of energy. Ready? And action. Good. Try it again. Less tension on things like the kick,
Okay.
and then when you go to these hits, a little faster, a
Faster.
little less energy into him, a little more energy on the going into the next move. Action. Much better. Good, good, good.
So this is like part 2 or branch 2?
Well, this one actually is one of the kills that we did.
Aha.
Okay, so this is at
You're
any
going
point.
down
Yeah, it
this
gets
time.
killed.
I didn't plan this.
It kind of starts the same way as the first branch you just did,
Okay.
but it has some really fun moves in it. You're gonna back shield him, which takes you into a spin. You're gonna take his leg out by hooking it with the back of the axe and lifting it up. And then after he falls, you just take your time and then chop him in half.
Ah! Ooh, I like this kill.
Let's go for 3/4 speed now. Lots of energy.
3/4 speed.
We got a big pad down now, so Hans, you can really take that fall.
All right, ready.
And action.
Wait, let me do it again. We're done. Well, now that we've learned all the choreography, how exactly do these moves get into the game?
Motion capture.
Motion capture.
Dan and I have been involved in motion capture before.
Yeah, that's right. A number of different kinds of projects, from video games to sometimes filling stuff in for feature film.
Yeah. But this time we had the help of Just Cause Productions.
That's right. Ruben Langdon was very good to let us use his studio.
Yeah. And we were able to get Hans through a lot of action sequences.
Oh, yeah. A lot more than I'd expected. Yeah.
Ben Hoffman helped us out as well. He
That's
was
right.
one of our characters.
Ben's a good stunt guy, and he was able to take some excellent reactions.
One of the things we worked on was having someone there to take the reactions to the attacks that Hans was creating.
Right, even if it was off camera, somebody would actually take the reaction so that Hans would have something to play off of, a reference, as it were.
And that's Project Lotus. I'm pretty sure I killed that guy. I don't know why he's still here. But if you want to find out more about the project, you can go to leviathaninteractive.com/Kickstarter. And please help these guys make their goal, because we need to get this epic game in production.
Yes, we do.
You guys are also on Twitter?
Yes, at Leviathan INT.
And these guys are online as well at theatricalcombat.com and on Twitter at FightClass. And you guys have a book coming out.
That's right.
No, we have a book that has
Out
already
right now?
just come
It's
out.
come
Yes,
out,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. It's an ebook. It's called Academy of Theatrical Combat
Basics Level 1.
And if you want to start your fight training, that's a good place to go.
Basics.
I love it. Everybody wants to learn how to fight, don't you guys? Well, you can find me on Twitter at Nedopak. I'm Kristen Nedopak. Thanks for watching Fight Class.